For many families, summer means freedom. No homework, no alarms. You got pool days, you got vacations, you going out to different places. It's a beautiful time of year. But for some families, especially those with children on the autism spectrum, summer can be a particularly stressful time of year. Why is that? A lot of parents tell me, you know what? My child was doing so good during the school year, but all of a sudden, summer break hit, and now they're acting crazy. More behavior problems, more meltdowns, more anxiety. Why does this happen? So today we're going to talk about why summertime can be so stressful for children on the autism spectrum, and more importantly, what parents can do to make that transition easier. One of the biggest changes summer brings is the loss of routine. Just think about the school day. You wake up, you go to breakfast, you do class, maybe you do math, then you go to lunchtime, and then you do some science, and then you go to PE, then you go home, then you play video games, and you do homework. There is a predictable schedule there, and that predictability reduces the stress. That stress reduces the anxiety. So just think about it. During the summertime, when things are free for all, it's really difficult to develop a routine, and children on the spectrum really don't do well with that. So it's not because anybody did anything wrong, but life has just changed. Summer often introduces several changes all at once. So think about this. You have different wake-up times, different caregivers, different lunch times, different routines, different snacks. Everything is different. So there hasn't been a pattern established yet. There hasn't been any predictability established yet. And for those on the spectrum, that can spell an absolute nightmare. So parents are scrambling trying to figure out, how can I add some routine? How can I add some semblance of the regular year back into my child's summer routine? Because while it may be fun, while it may be free time, for children on the autism spectrum, that free time is too overwhelming because there are too many changes happening at once, and that can be a recipe for a disaster. Summer also changes the sensory environment. Just think about the summer. It's hotter. There's more sunlight. When you think about being louder, we're talking about explosions from things like 4th of July and different birthday parties and celebrations. So you have a lot going on in the summer that you don't think about necessarily during the year. There's more crowded parks and beaches. There's more people you have to deal with. All this on top of the changes in routine and caregivers, and you have an explosive pack. So thinking about things to do to lessen the sensory adjustment is something we often don't put into our minds, but can be extremely powerful when done correctly. Because think about it. Too much sensory input can lead to less emotional regulation. And that's when you'll see more meltdowns, more tantrums, more anxiety, and just an overall more difficult time. Parents sometimes ask, why did these behaviors come back? And the answer is that it's not always regression. Remember, all behavior is communication. So if you see more tantrums, more meltdowns, more biting, hitting, kicking, scratching, elopement, it's not necessarily because they're just acting bad. They may be communicating something to you. And that communication may be, my environment is changing quicker than I can keep up with it. So that's why you'll see the problematic behavior start to rise when it has gone down significantly during the school year when everything was much more predictable. And that's much, much different than saying they're choosing to misbehave because they're a bad child. The good news is there's practical ways to help your child. One thing you can do is try keeping the schedule the same as much as possible. We can start off with keeping the same wake-up time and keeping the same bedtime. That can help significantly. How about using a visual schedule where they can see the things that are coming up throughout the day so that they don't jump to conclusions and start to assume, and that's where the anxiety builds up because they expect something bad to happen. How about front loading them? Just telling them simply, hey, we're about to do X, Y, and Z today, so they can start to mentally prepare for what's coming up. All of those things can help them to adjust to a summer that doesn't care about their adjustment and is just going to change anyway. And more importantly, just observe your child. Observe what environments they do well in, what environments give them problems. That way it helps you when you plan future activities throughout the summertime. So keeping things predictable, developing a schedule, a routine, and keeping things as regular as possible can help during that transition from the school year on into summer. So the summer doesn't have to be something that your family fears. With a little bit of predictability, flexibility, and understanding, you can create an environment that is fun for everyone. Because the goal is not to eliminate every daily challenge. The goal is to help build the tools so when those challenges do arise, you have the tools to get through it. So by providing that predictability, by providing those schedules, you are providing skill sets that are needed throughout the rest of life. Because guess what? The seasons are going to continue to change. And just trying to fix one season is not going to stop life from happening. So if you still need support with problematic behavior, tantrums, anxiety, make sure you check out the comments below because we have our behavior bootcamp for parents. There you can find visual schedules, you can find token boards, you can find how to use timers. A lot of the things that we talk about to keep the anxiety and the stress low is all in our behavior bootcamp for parents. So go check that out. And also, if you just need a free 15-minute consultation, don't hesitate to reach out and look at our bio so you can get our info. Call us and we'll give you a free consultation and we'll let you know what we can do to support you. So that is what you can do to continue to support your child, not only through the summer months, but any of the 4 seasons as they come up. Remember, it's all about predictability, it's all about understanding, and it's all about providing a schedule. And if you need any of those things in the future, there's one thing that you need to do, and that is stay tuned.